Hey y'all, I'm back, and today I'm going to show you how to make this crop top hoodie. First we have to get all of our materials. So I used a Sherpa fabric for the main fabric, a rib knit for the cuffs, scissors, seam ripper, measuring tape, and needles, and a hoodie to copy the size. Let's get started. Your first step is going to be cutting your pieces. So I folded my fabric in half and laid the hoodie down on top of it. And you're going to cut the front and back of your pieces. I always like to leave about an inch of seam allowance to leave room for mistakes because you can always slim it down later. When I'm cutting my pieces, I always cut one side first and I'll fold it in half to ensure that everything is even and it won't be lopsided. And I have my piece. You'll take that piece and copy a second piece so you'll have your front and back. So the next step will be cutting your sleeves. I fold the fabric in half, and I will place the hoodie down on top of this fabric. You want to make sure that you're going with the stretch and not against the stretch. You also want to make sure that when you're doing it, you want to go fold to fold and make sure that you're cutting the pieces correctly. You're going to cut up the sleeve and around the arm. You're going to repeat that same process, but this time you can use the sleeve that you just cut out. Lay the fabrics face to face and cut out your second sleeve. Your next step is going to be cutting out your hood. So what I did is folded the fabric in half, and you're going to take the hoodie that you're using for size and lay it down flat on the fabric. You can learn from my mistake. I actually made my hood about an inch too small, so you can go ahead and cut it a little bit bigger than what you normally would to give yourself room to play with. Keep in mind that you can always trim it down and make it a little smaller as you go. Your next step is going to be cutting out the bottom cuff for your hoodie and the cuffs for your sleeves. So you'll go ahead and fold the fabric to the width that you like and cut that piece. I like to make it a little bit longer than the jacket itself, so I won't have to worry about cutting another piece. And you'll do the same thing with the cuffs. Now you're going to lay out all of your pieces to make sure you're ready to get started on sewing. You've got your hood, your cuffs, your front and back of the hoodie, and your sleeves. Now it's time to start sewing. Anytime you're working on a top, the first step I always start with is stitching across the shoulders. This Sherpa fabric is kind of thick, so you want to make sure you're double checking so you don't miss any spots and have holes in your hoodie. Your next step is going to be connecting the sleeves. So you're going to open up your front and back, find the seam where you just connected the shoulders, and then you're going to find the center of your sleeve when it's folded in half. You're going to connect that center to the seam and pin it down. Because the sleeve has an arch to it, it's going to be a little difficult for you to pin it down, so take your time. You got this. Pin that center piece down first to start with, and then work your way all the way around down each side. Once you have it pinned, now you can stitch it down. Don't forget to double check your seam. Now repeat that process and connect the second sleeve. Your next step is going to be stitching up the arm and down the side on both sides. Don't forget to double check your seams for holes. Your next step, you're going to grab your hood pieces and you're going to put them face to face together, and you're going to stitch around the top of the head and down the back of the neck. I added a piece of rib knit around the edge to finish off the hem, but you can fold it over and just finish off the hem that way. It's your choice. Now you have to find the seam of the hood, and you're going to find the center of the back of your hoodie, and you're going to pin those pieces together. Once you have the centers pinned down, you're going to go ahead and pin the hood all the way around the front and back. And you're going to stitch those two pieces together. Don't forget to double check your seam for holes. Alright, you're almost done with your hoodie. The next step is going to be connecting your cuffs. You're going to grab your cuff pieces and open them up completely, and then fold them in half face to face and stitch down the open end. After stitching, you're going to flip them right side out and fold them in half. I was trying to do this with one hand, so bear with me. Once you have your cuff right side out, you're going to pin them to your sleeve, seam to seam. Cuffs can be a little difficult because you have to pull them to stretch them out so they have a nice bounce back. So take your time. Your final step is going to be your waistband. You're going to grab that and unfold it and stitch down the seam just like you did with the cuffs. Double check your waistband around your own waist to make sure that it'll be tight enough to your liking. And you're going to find the seam of that waistband and connect it to one seam of your hoodie. Find the center of that waistband and connect the other side to the other seam of your hoodie. Stretch it out and pin it all the way around, and you're able to stitch it down. Don't forget to double check your seams. You don't want to miss any spots. Then go through and just double check your hoodie and make sure you didn't miss anything and that it's exactly the way that you like. And you've just completed your first hoodie. Good job. And this is what you came out with. Feeling fine, looking good, good looking hoodie. Good job, you guys. I don't know what'll be next, but join me next time. Peace.